probably already know this, but people who are like logging in the junk mail.
Yes.
So,
Right now?
yeah. Well, not in the front, but you can hear you talking back here.
What's the, oh, in the Indian place.
Yeah.
Yeah, just exactly like the one that you have. Yeah, deep one with the pockets. Because this suitcase is a nightmare, and just having to deal with like finding mics and putting shit in cases.
So these go back to the console?
Yes.
Unknown.
Unknown validity. Yeah, when you get into like probability of when
How tall he is.
yes,
Pretty tall.
like that's fairly high, but like you're not gonna get 3 in a row there.
Right. In the meantime, you want me to talk on Michael's?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking on wireless. There you go. And on his desk mic. Desk, 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 desk.
I don't have desk.
I'm on desk.
Oh, desk.
Yeah.
I don't have desk either.
Okay.
I don't have a desk or any guests.
Yeah, hang on, let me confirm my touches. These guys are 1 and 2 on the soundstage stage. They are. No, how did I get that? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, talk to me, Tom.
Okay, Michael's desk mic.
Wait, that's backwards.
Oh, guest and desk are backwards?
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna switch that.
I can just switch them on the mics.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, now I'm on Michael. Michael, Michael, Michael. Hey, hey. 1, 2.
No.
Michael, Michael. Tapping guest.
Yes, it's working.
Michael is not working.
Alright, let me grab another mic. And let me confirm on my end here that
That's 1 into the stage box.
and I've got my input sheet here, so that should go to desk is 10. 10 should be 1.
the sub snake?
No, straight as they get first.
Straight into 10. Straight into 10.
That's it.
You good?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so go back into substate 1, make sure it's one that doesn't have the returns on it.
Yeah. You want it in 10 still?
Yes, channel 1 equal 10. And then your mic, that might be the one there, test there.
John, you talk to Aubrey for a second?
Hello, Aubrey. Hello. Hello, everybody. Why are you here today? Why are we here today? Why isn't really anything here today? That's the kind of
And
penetrating.
then there's Stephanie.
Why is Stephanie here today?
Stephanie's headphones. Check, check, check.
See, there was this stork about 4 billion years ago that brought microbes to Earth,
Oh.
and they've just been like having sex for 4 billion years. And
Mike Pence told me that the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
I thought he said 600.
Hey, hey. 1, 2. Check. All right, Sheila, will you check that Michael's headphones work? They should be, because Stephanie's worked, so it's very likely. Hey,
His
hey.
headphones are doing great. Do we have
Yep.
guest head? No, Michael brings his own, right?
Yes, he does.
So we need to check the other.
Yeah.
Check, check, yeah.
That's it. Good. Did you look it up? No.
Different channel. Actually, you're in the guest. I'm in the guest. Okay, okay. Leave right there. Okay. All right. I saw one foot loose, and I thought it was in my right back.
Yeah, I was just doing a little Oscar listening this week. I tell you, say what you want about him, but God, he recorded a lot of shit, man. Like, tons. It's like I'm strolling, looking through Napster, like, shit, this never ends. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Was that only for when he's hard chairs?
No, it's to get rid of the
This is Aubrey Ralph from Wisconsin Public Radio. I'm just messaging about your show on how to do your own shows live. For 9 years, I was the broadcast and front house engineer for Michael Feldman's Whad'ya Know, and I just wanted to say a couple things. First, you get a fairly extraordinary sound quality from most of your live stuff, especially now that I know what you actually do. This is really just a comment on your audience mic captures and scheme. Rather than having somebody hold a zoom out in the crowd, what most of the big public radio shows do, what you could do is just take your recorder on stage, but plug into it two shotgun mics, which I'm guessing you probably have, and just put them on mic stands on the stage facing the audience and record that way. Because that's how we do it. Sometimes people have three. Two definitely gets the job done, and you can get cheap ones for pretty cheap. But you're awesome, and keep up the good work. All right, peace.
John. Thank you, sir.
Well, I don't know. I got Jamaican,
Nice.
but it's got a little, I mean, it's not flavored or anything, but it does have a little turpentine.
Delish. Thank
Like
you,
that?
John. Love it.
It's okay to me. I probably wouldn't get it again, but
I like it. One more chord in my car.
however, I use that voice memo thing when I'm like working,
Oh yeah,
practicing, so I don't forget something if I want to like,
yeah.
jot something down real quick. So
Oh,
you just record it real quick.
It's awesome.
Nice,
Yeah. And they make interfaces for it, so you can get they make a nice you can buy a pretty high quality stereo mic attachment for it.
Oh, really?
Um,
Well, I mean, I
you
have
get,
a,
Aubrey, you need coffee? I've got some coffee up there. Thank you. Yeah. Order Michael.
yeah. Or we can't fake it. James, I remember when you come to Martin, everybody said, "I don't want cash," or "Crack smokes." Now everybody says, "I don't want cash," and cell phone.
Cell phone, yep, indeed.
Oh yeah, Raptured or Enraged. Careful now, you're live. Gets people fired. Right. Go direct to the. Right. Believe me, you'll be out of there. So what'd you do yesterday afternoon?
Tanning.
Maybe one of our pieces. So I subscribed to the podcast. Good. Listening to it a little bit. I tell Aubrey, could you maybe bring Jeff down just
Am I loud?
You're really loud. It's not totally not your fault.
Yeah.
It's all the broadcast stuff. But overall, I thought it sounded good. The piano sounded good. You had a good big fat bass sound.
Okay, good.
I thought maybe sounded a little better than on live here. Different feed, I guess.
That could be. Yeah, I listened to you. I don't know if I ever got to the musical. You know what I mean? I just kind of listened.
I didn't listen to anything but this.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I just thought that it was fun. No, good job, man. I got Michael's email. 1,000, like, so probably like 1,000.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Jen, just tell me this. What turn is this?
Okay, so it's in the key of C.
Yeah.
And it's two measure piece. Until right at the last two measures, which is just a turnaround. So you got well it's C. I'll tell you like a line example. So it's C for 2, then G for 2.
G.
And then you can either go G minor or you can go like E half diminished.
Yeah.
I like them both.
All 2. And then F minor, just like a triad. Back to C.
Well, then would you want to use F minor earlier?
And
And then
then
use it
G.
again?
And then now we're at the turnaround.
Very nice. Very minor.
Another half step for the melody.
I don't want to bother you. I'm sorry.
Now F minor.
Hello, I'm losing my pants. Pants. I'm losing weight in the hips. Should I be alarmed about my hips will not hold my pants up anymore? Or it could be the stomach pushing down.
Yeah.
I can't decide.
I was just trying to learn. Yeah, do the descending.
Hips.
And then you can go to the.
Right, which I kind of want
I guess the real question is, why do whales have hips.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, it's EA if it's E minor.
Let's think about that, and I'll get back to you.
They used to live on land.
Somebody said they used to live on land.
Which we do.
It's F minor. What do you mean?
But that doesn't require hips necessarily.
Well, during the head, it's G minor. So the only change is good with the half dimensions. I mean, you might not even be doing that. You know, when you're walking it, it's just gonna be.
Hey, I got a question. Yeah.
Here, based on a nice bridge.
Yeah.
And that plugs in, now it just bumps up the treble and the sound stays.
I'm literally just taking your output.
Well,
That's
right.
not going to affect your. That's not going to affect your sound at all.
Well, here, let's listen to that.
Well, were you here to maybe?
You're hearing it through the monitor.
So, all right, ladder treble. Oh,
Right. That's no monitors. That's just your.
what did you just change?
I unplugged the monitors. Literally.
Okay.
That's just the monitors. So you want less trouble in your monitors. When you're
Definitely.
Okay.
So over here is. So this is just amp. I just unplugged the monitor.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it was before.
That's
Then
what
we
I'm
plugged
telling
it
you.
in.
It was
goes to
coming
that-
through the monitor.
No, I know, and that changed it made it really scratchy.
The Stafford James.
Right. That's not changing the sound of your amp though. That's just
No, but-
making that's coming through the monitor.
But like at the end of the day, it's changing the sound of the bass because what's coming.
Right, I understand that. I will change the sound of the monitors. I'm just trying to tell you that it is not affecting your amp.
Okay, right. Okay, it's affecting the sound. I get it. Yeah. there's-
Right. It's just it's coming through another speaker. I will adjust that.
Yeah, no, I know. It's horrible. Yeah, he'll adjust it back there. It's not the
Regardless what it's the sound. It's the
yeah. I'm just doing the nothing. I'm just can't even change it.
Okay.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4. On that G there, you could go to D, G. Okay, like you want to like little spice it up a little bit.
I think I'm watching one chord, John. I thought I had some fluid change.
Oh, you're going. I keep doing that too.
That wasn't the botch, but I mean, I'm aware of that.
C for 2. Oh, yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay, let's do it again.
D. 1, 2, 3, 4. F minor, yeah.
No, you're right. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, there's an A flat in my hand, but it's just the voicing of the.
No, I get that. Maybe I went there too quickly.
The whole thing. 1, 2, 3.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah. It's that beginning thing.
Is that better up there? I think so. Yeah, it is. Yeah, thank you. Good. Awesome.
Be like some enchanted evening.
I'm sorry. Maybe like do another chorus before you.
At the head, I mean, edgewise.
Yeah, the first time will just be, about over.
Right.
And the second time we did it in tempo.
Right. We're going to do it a third time in tempo.
And then I'll start
Wow.
improvising, but yeah,
Keep the head changing the first time. I was a little confused as to which part.
just don't walk
I
like the
wanted to
third
get
time.
2 tickets for the Otis Redding
Which changes
tribute.
the third time? Blowing changes or the descending bass?
The blowing changes. The third time.
Okay.
You can still play the descending changes. Everything works. That's what.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what you say now, but when he does it, he'll hear him.
To
Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
Mumble when I write your name.
You know there's
How
four.
many N's and how
You know,
many
Mark. You know there's 4 M's in my name.
so it starts at 8, but it'll go to.
I don't know if there is or not.
No,
Four.
no, there's only one, but Michael puts at least 2 to 3.
Okay, so is it one band or more than one band? I don't know.
Yeah, it's H-A-M.
One band. Okay,
that what
thank
you
you.
But I always put an extra N or something in
Or
there.
M. Yeah, that's okay.
I've read it sloppy.
We were wondering
You say it your way, I'll say
if
it mine.
you could show Ohio.
You say banana. I say
I don't
banana.
memorize.
Oh, good.
Okay, let's try this.
No.
No, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you're playing the chord.
Well,
I mean, B is fine. G is the chord. But,
Yeah,
I don't care.
right, we're doing a descending bass. I decided to okay.
Yeah, I mean,
play G,
I change the voicing sometimes. I get,
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
but B would be fine. Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah. I don't mean to be cranky. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
And now you can just dump it, Sheila. Just drop. You have to select it first. There we go. No?
After your solo, I guess we'll just go back into the in-tempo, go back into that.
Is that ever nice?
Is it one time?
That is really nice.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Is that, you wrote that? That's new?
No.
No, it's Mozart?
It's
Is it
a-
Mozart?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, it's Mozart.
Peterson recorded it. It's called You Look Good to Me. Does that ring a bell for anything? I don't know where it's from.
Oscar Peterson.
Yeah, he recorded it.
He recorded it, but I don't think he wrote it.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. I gotta look up who wrote that.
Because yeah.
Sounded really nice.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks.
I mean, so then after like the third time, you can walk or not, or whatever you
I kind
feel.
of do that. I feel like
You did 4 times without walking, but that was cool too. And then the idea is to build up a little bit of the tension. Right. You know, when you start walking, it's like, oh, yeah, we're taking off.
No, and I know he did that before, and I don't know why I felt that was
No, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Okay.
I was hearing some.
Yeah, man. What a vibe of it.
I was hearing some besides the dial stuff.
Yeah, they really ruined that. That was like a perfect take. You never do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll never remember exactly what we did there. Lost, gone.
Like when
Here
the
it
trucks come by, and
roll out.
you can pick up on your radio, remember, or on your
Yeah.
stereo.
Yeah.
Everybody. Is that on the radio?
I think some maybe like ham radios would cut in.
On
Or,
FM?
yeah. Some
Because
frequency
I haven't
thing.
heard it in years. It must not happen anymore. Of course, I don't listen to FM radio.
That could be it too.
Remember when your phone, you could sometimes hear someone else's
Yes.
conversation, and you just listen for a bit, and you say,
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Remember when Hershey bar was a nickel?
No.
"Oh, Michael!"
With nuts.
That was when the movies were 7 cents.
Don't remember that. I don't think that ever happened. I don't recall that ever happening. I don't know. Movie 7 cents. It's free.
How would it work if you walked, like the first part of that, like the E to the A,
Yeah.
and then ba ba ba. and
Okay,
walked it.
that's a good idea.
I don't know. I don't know if that'll work.
Oh,
But
no, let's do it. So, yeah, let's do it.
that's
Get
what I
the
was
bridge- get the
thinking.
bridge
So easy.
thought maybe, yeah, we could do Simone maybe before. Try that one, or I don't know.
D minor.
D minor. Still want to do maybe next week 'cause we got a show next week.
Yeah.
Old folks.
Yeah, what key? Like,
E flat. Is it?
yeah. I don't know. I mean,
No, the key I learned because I sort of learned it from Keith Jarrett plays with that key.
oh, okay. There you go. Like Miles Davis's key wasn't good.
And he happened to play that key, I should say. Some chart I learned it from was him.
Yeah, no, I got it.
But I know I used to play it for a while. I was playing it with Berkeley. And
Yeah. No, there are two keys at least. Yeah.
Testing.
I do have a chart.
Hi, I'm Lyle Anderson.
One that I almost have memorized. There's different. It's like the second part.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways.
Whoa!
Yes. And I was locking in areas, but I don't know well enough to.
No, I did not.
If we do it, that'd be
Let's just try it. I have to go out to the car. Just put a vibe on it, see if we can like do it.
it's funny. Jordan has a sore spot in that.
I would make it.
I would. I would.
I wouldn't make any on Vegas. Who takes their own photos?
Where's a good place for now? Or just leave it off to the side. Okay. Yep. What are we getting? What are you doing? Get on the screen here, and I just pass it out. Oh, okay. You're blocked by engineers. The worst kind.
I'm sorry, it's just a little thing that was bothering me. Oh, this is not on. Yes. Never mind. I was just talking about single-ply toilet paper. I mean, bathroom tissue. Okay, come on. Yeah, if you could sit in these front tables here, the service is a lot better, and you can just order and charge it to me. My name is Hyman Kaplan. Just charge it to Hyman Kaplan. Drink as much as you like.
I always worry about that when I go to a bar and I've got a tab and you walk up and you just tell the bartender like your last name or whatever.
Yes.
And assistant standing next to me, like, yeah, 2 beers, yeah, last name is Ralph,
Yeah. Always say Hyman Kaplan because it's very unlikely there will be a Hyman Kaplan in the bar. So if you say like Scott Peterson, there's going to be a Scott Peterson any bar you go to. Hyman Kaplan, you can use that. Unless I'm there because I've already used it. A dream in my phone. That's all right. Glitches are what makes the world go round. Three bells. It's 3 bells already. I don't know, what time is 3 bells?
Well, there she blows. I have no idea.
Is it 3 bells in the morning or 3 bells in the evening?
Silver bells.
Do we have a sailor in the house, please? Is there a sailor in the house? Like 3 bells. The question has arisen. 3 bells. What time would that be? Earth time, land time. 3 bells. Any sailors here or anyone who's sailed? Anybody who reads a lot?
3 bells should be 03 in the morning.
03 a.m.?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I think.
And do they ring the bell? I mean, you guys are trying to sleep on a boat, first of all.
You're tired.
And you're in one of those things that does this with a guy right over you and a guy under doing this and the guy next to you doing. And they're going to ring bells every hour?
Yeah.
Do they do that?
Well, not in my experience, we didn't have that. There is a ship's clock that does, in fact, make a little ringing thing, like a dinging thing, but like
A dinging thing.
You're so tired. I mean, you sleep for like 5 hours and then you're up for a 4-hour.
But do you hear, if you see a movie, you see they go bang, 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 you know, and it's a...
Well, it's
That,
a 24-hour operation.
they didn't think that out, is all I'm saying. I'm sleeping with a bunch of guys in hammocks
Yeah.
on a moving craft.
Well, the hammocks, you don't feel the motion of the boat so much. It actually feels like
I would feel it.
in a way.
I don't. I would feel it. I definitely feel the guys all around me. That was. I don't know.
Cozy.
I mean, I am a man's man, but that's ridiculous. All right.
But then in modern era, it's about half minute too, if that makes you feel better.
Testing. Never say testing when you're testing a mic. And then don't say 1, 2, 3. That's the only thing I've learned in this business all these years. And yet I continue to do it. Jenna Jameson, this is my Hanukkah present. It's not Hanukkah, is it? It's the wrong time of year. Not Hanukkah yet. Lyle Anderson, there's Lyle over there. He answers the phones. Lyle's a carillon player at the University of Wisconsin. Lyle J. Anderson. Lyle Anderson. I know there's a lot of Andersons, so don't charge your beer to him. But anyway, what about, I'll tell you, I've never heard them better. And these guys are good too. John Thulin on the piano forte. Jeff Hammond on the double bass. Double bass, classic double bass.
Not just one bass, double.
2 basses for the price of 1 you get with Jeff Hammond. Very beautiful bass. Is that Venetian, that bass?
No,
Oh, that's a vase. I'm sorry, I was thinking of a vase. So anyhow, I was going to say, Lyle every year gives me strange books, usually for Hanukkah, but I don't know, it's very nice. He gave me, for example, my favorite, The History of Shit, a couple of years ago, and I have it in an exalted place in my place. I got a little light shining on it, so the light is always shining on the history of shit. And it's actually gold. The shit part has got like a gold leaf behind it, so it's a beautiful thing. And it's an actual study of shit that they did naturally in Europe. We wouldn't do that here so much. We've seen it, that's enough for us. Get it? I get the shit thing, But there's a history, and it's back from, was it 19th century? Yeah, I think it was French. Of course, the French would study something like that. It was actually the history of merde. 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 I took 2 years of French. See, I never learned anything in my life. Anyhow, so this year I get Jenna Jameson. Who said that?
I did.
Oh, so you know who this is then? How would you happen to know that?
You really want to know?
No. How to Make Love Like a Porn Star. A cautionary tale. I love that. Everyone's cautionary tale. Right. If she had to do it over again, she'd do it over again. You know that. Cautionary tale. Everyone writes cautionary tale. What does that mean? Caution. So you won't write this book? Caution. It's a warning not to write this book. Let's read from it. As we grew older, I began to resent the relationship my brother had with my father. Oh, no. It's enough of that. Put you right there, Jenna. Don't move. Thank you all for coming. It's nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Great to have you here. Nice. And we're in our lounge seating today, so I will be coming through and singing at various points. So if you have any requests, put them on a $1 bill. Write them on the back of a $1 bill. And at my feet. And I'm getting a boil on my left arm. I can't understand. All these rashes are causing me harm. Oh, never mind. I don't know. I was going to look up the words for that one because I know that's a very big one that you do. Yeah? I don't think it's really been a song about rashes. So I'm trying to break new ground here. I'm always pushing an envelope one way or another. And, okay, you doing good? Stephanie, you're back. You're good? How are you?
Yep, good.
Good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, great.
Thanksgiving.
Up there in
Schaefer, Minnesota.
Schaefer, Minnesota. Anyone here from Schaefer? Or up in those parts?
Is that where they make the Schaefer
Not
beer?
you. I know you're from there. That's why she was there. What?
Is that where they make the Schaefer beer?
Schaefer beer? Is that from there?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Schaefer. Is that the beer that grew with the Great Northwest? No, that's Schmidt beer.
Oh, Schmidt.
Anyone have a Schmidt beer? Lousy beer. Great song, though. It's the brew that grew with the Great Northwest. Schmidt beer. Ah. Okay. Oh, if only beers were as good as their songs. So, okay. So thank you, Lyle. That's all I wanted to say. Very nice of you. I can't wait for next year. I wait for, looking forward to that. Please overreact to anything that happens today. It's very important. My career is really hanging by a thread, by several threads, and they're all frayed. And so we encourage you to overreact. We do have you may notice this sign, and it doesn't say applesauce. Huh? Yeah. And of course, when these guys play especially, but even if I come to the end of something, and
it seems like it should be funny.
Yeah,
just
and
like,
there's a
go
pause
crazy.
there. The best way to fill any feeling this is what I'm feeling. And what about these Bloody Marys, ladies and gentlemen? If you haven't had one, you should try one. Okay. I didn't drink on the radio show, but hell, this is just a podcast. No, I was afraid this would happen doing it in a saloon. Somebody should have warned me, though. I had a feeling, High Noon Saloon is a great place. I didn't even think there would be drinking going on. So, I don't know, learn to live with that. You guys need something? Well, you have something to start? Too early for you?
Water.
Water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgot.
Water.
Please.
I can do that, I just can't change it to wine. Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you very much for coming. Great to have you here. I hope you had a good holidays. If not, or if you did, doesn't matter. This will take away all those memories. So just get into it. Forget about your lives and your personal problems, and we all got them. And don't think about, all that, going on out there. Because we're here, we're drinking, we're having a little fun. We're going to see some fruit flies have sex. Huh? Finally. That's what they're doing. I got news for you. When you're swatting them away, they are actually conjugating verbs. So, okay, so we'll be starting just a little bit here. Then, any questions? Okay. Oh, you should feel free to talk and stuff. You're being very
Polite.
It's very quiet for a saloon, for one thing. And so, yeah, feel free to, just, I was going to say ejaculate, but it's the wrong, that means to say things loudly. No, it really is the right word. It's just the wrong context. Oh, I got to write that one down. It's the right word. Well, how often do you use that word in your everyday intercourse? Very seldom. I mean, in your social intercourse. I don't think I ever have in my social intercourse. Anyway, this is another word. So many words that have double meanings. Who would have thought it, All right, so anyhow, that's good. Oh, I was going to tell you that the beginning of the show ends, I say something, it's kind of an open thing. We just open the thing up. At the end of it, you'll be sitting there much like you are now. Stupefied, thank you. What a useful word that is. I love stupefied. There's a song, isn't there a song, Stupefied?
I've been stupefied.
Yeah, there's a song, Stupefied. It's a blues song or something. Anyway, I know the feeling, and you know the feeling. All right, so I'm going to say a joke. It's supposed to be a joke. It opens the show, and then I say, yada, 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 and then, okay, nobody laughs. So then I say to you, what do you know? Okay, that's your cue to respond as if one person, in case one person responds, and you say, oh, you're out of sync. Did you see that? They were out of sync. It was like
I didn't notice.
huh?
I didn't notice.
It's like a different realm over here, and it collided with this. Okay, not much. You? Well, you got the volume right. I want to work on the finesse of it, though. The finesse of it is not much.
Try it again. Try
You
it
got
again.
Good. Okay? Yeah, it's almost a French thing. But not quite.
Bless you.
Good night. Bless you.
Try it again. You do your line so they can do theirs.
Okay. Is that the last sneeze you're going to have? Because we can wait.
Yeah, that's the last
If
one.
it's a string. Because I always sneeze like 27 times in a row.
No, I'm good.
Anyone else do that here? Sneeze 27 times in a row? I counted them. It was actually 27. Three? Anyone more than... Come on. I don't know what it is, but I will do 27. I've heard that before. Okay, let's try one more time. What do you know? Not much, you. It's very good. And then that starts thing, and then we get off on the right foot, or at least a foot of some sort. All right. Left foot is good too. Oh.
Easy there.
I have to stare at this jelly donut at the Star Show. That was stupid.
That's
I
thanks
wanna
to
eat that so
Marcy,
bad.
thank you for the donuts.
Yeah, Marcy. Thank you, Marcy, for bringing the jelly donuts and other types of donuts. Not for the general public, of course. Well, come on, you guys are been fed. You don't want to eat anything more, do you? You must be stuffed from all that stuffing. Are you? Who had the biggest bird here? How big was your bird? It was so big. So big. That would be the biggest, I think. Anyone have a bird that's bigger than so big? So big?
How about massive? Bigger than massive?
So big. Well, they weigh it at the truck stop or something? Oh, yeah, that's a big bird. How big do turkeys? I mean, there must be a limit. I saw some real turkeys the other day, and we have some around us, and didn't recognize them. Very slim by comparison. Actual turkey. You wouldn't know it was the same species, which I don't think it is at this point. Why are you just staring at me? I'm looking for some agreement here on anything. It doesn't matter. Not important. It's turkeys. We're talking turkeys. Talking turkey. I welcome to Talking Turkey with Michael Feldman, former public radio host. Now resigned to working for tips in a saloon. All right. No, we're fine. We're good. Stephanie, you good? You got everything you need?
Nope. Good.
Nope, you don't have everything you need, but you're good?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Everything fine then?
Yeah. The water tastes funny. I think that's maybe the...
The water tastes funny.
Rohit, no.
Okay, well, let's say about that. You guys good? Yeah. Is your water okay? Okay. I feel like taking my shoes off, but I'm not going to do it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Make yourself at home.
No. I don't even do that at home. Okay, we're going to start off here. 12:06 is when we start. Or is it 12:07? We start at 12:07. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. No, 12:10, and we should be well underway by 12:10. No, 7. Well, you know, this will be the last time the White House turkeys get a pardon. I can do it differently. Well, you know, this will be the last time the White House turkeys get a pardon. What do you know?
And now, live from Madison, Wisconsin's High Noon Saloon, cold beer, hot music, and nothing wrong with that. It's Michael Feldman's Whad'ya Know, brought to you by Boru Keem's Oriental Rugs of Madison. Once you go Bishar, you never go back. Persian BIJAR.com. Tell Albert Michael sent ya. And by the Wisconsin Greenhouse Company, sales, installations, lighting, and repairs for whatever you're growing. Check them out at wisconsingreenhouscompany.com. Sex and the Single Fruit Fly is the word with UW geneticist John Poole. To my right is John Thulin, keyboards and offhand remarks. By his side, that stand-up guy on stand-up bass, Jeff Hammond. Straight ahead, so to speak, Lyle Anderson, Carol Unner, and phone answerer. And myself, most definitely, Stephanie Lee. And now, the man who enjoyed his Jenny O 18% water, frozen turkey breast, almost as much as his dog did, Michael Feldman.
Oh, come on! You humble me. You humble me, and I was humble to begin with. I think I'm the most humble guy I know. I don't even try to be humble. I just really am. It's amazing. Everyone talks about it. Everyone comments on it. Boy, he was humble. I get that all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's funny. I never heard that.
And it's such a good quality. I have a lot of good qualities, but I think humility is my best. So we're here in the Thanksgiving aftermath. Are you guys holding up okay? Yeah. Any major ordeals on Thanksgiving? And applaud if there was a bit of a family, not argument, let's say a tiff. Tiff. Okay, we have 3 tables of tiffs here for applaud if the bird was overcooked. Oh, all right. So you didn't eat at my mother's house, apparently. It was overcooked? Badly? No, it was good. I know what that means, and it was bad. No, it was good. It's just you're being nice about it. A turkey. It's a dead thing that was overcooked. Is the person here who cooked it? Oh, I'm sorry. Hi.
Yeah, I saw the elbow in the side when you clapped there.
Yeah. I heard it was succulent. That's the word on the street. Tender, and it was cooked for just a few minutes, and not overcooked at all. All right. How many of you, there was some discussion that we could call political during your Thanksgiving dinner? Applaud if that happened. Okay. How many of you thought that the Cowboys playing the Redskins on Thanksgiving was a bad idea? I mean, historically. Okay. So my guess, what I'm seeing, I'm trying to envision what on most of these Thanksgivings. Dad carving the bird, wearing a "Make America Great Again" cap, while Mom is sobbing in the kitchen. Into the pies, which doesn't help him. If it's the other way around, at least there's some progress has been made. Or like my dog Bella and I, we dined, which is the wrong word, on Jenny-O boneless turkey breast with 18% unknown fluids. And after a sad walk around the deserted neighborhood to see the Christmas lights they left behind. It's one thing good about, because my family went down to Sterling, Illinois, for some reason. I guess they're from there. The kids aren't. The kids are from here. I don't know. They go down there for some reason. And so, and I had to do a show, which I love to do. I'm dedicated to doing, what I can in saloons across America. So I stayed behind with the dog, and we had a very nice time, actually. Now I'm going to guess some of the rest of you may have gone to Black Friday Mass to get a deal on forgiveness. Just a guess. It's holiday time. We get to concentrate all the stress of the previous and God knows difficult year with our families. So that's a wonderful thing. It is a lot of trouble to celebrate America's most ironic holiday, but let's not get into politics here. All right. The good thing is it saved me a trip to Sterling, Illinois, which has no roads connecting it to anywhere else. It's almost impossible to get to Sterling. It's odd because you can get to Dixon, which is not far away, but from Dixon there's no way of getting to Sterling unless you fly. It's only about 10 miles, so who's going to fly? Anyway, Sterling, yeah, and you got to get there by 2 o'clock. For some reason, my in-laws always have dinners at 2. Doesn't matter where you start out from and what part of the country, you got to be there to eat at 2 o'clock. How many of you ever in your life, given your own choice, would eat at 2 o'clock? Eat your dinner at 2 o'clock. Applaud if you would eat your dinner at 2 o'clock. You're weird anyhow. You've proven it with all your responses. With your big bird. Come up here for a second. Just come up here.
Oh my gosh.
Just come up here for a second. You've done nothing but give weird responses. The biggest bird and an argument at Thanksgiving. And let's find out more about you. What makes you... Yes, have a seat there. You want the microphone, or should I just interpret what you're saying?
Yeah, no, I can.
By your gestures and so forth.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
What was the big argument you had at your Thanksgiving dinner?
The argument. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's okay. You're among friends here.
It was okay. Yeah, it was good.
What was the nature of it?
Well, I tried to not get into an argument.
Yeah.
With anybody, but
I always try not to.
Yeah, but it's very difficult sometimes.
Because they bait you.
They do.
They won't let you go on it.
They bait me. I know.
Yeah, they bait you.
They
and
just
me.
throw out political stuff they know I'm going to disagree
Say,
with.
and you say, think what you think what you're going to think, or something like that. Not good enough.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah,
It's evil.
Yeah. What was the nature of it? Was it politics?
Yeah. Politics.
Yes or no?
but-
You seem to
Yes,
be
it was
waffling on
politics,
that.
but it was also like,
I can see why they argue with you because you're hard to pin down. On
I was-
even the simplest.
Yeah, I mean, it was some of my relatives telling me things about my life that I've never known before.
You didn't know about your life.
I didn't
and
know
they
about my own life. It was amazing.
amazing.
They were
They
just
would
telling me
know.
things like about my relationships
Yeah.
that I was like, I didn't know that.
And
I didn't know she thought that way.
Why would they wait for Thanksgiving to spring all this personal info on you? To you?
Why do they wait? They don't wait. They just
Yeah.
I ignore their calls. So they
Oh,
I'm just
so
kidding.
that-
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't. I really don't. I pick
all right.
up when my grandma calls. I
Will
pick
you
up the phone.
Stop that part.
I'm sorry. My
Are they
family's
here?
right there.
Oh,
I'm
they're
not-
here. Oh, I'm so sorry. Would you? There's a very nice restaurant right over here called the Brass Ring. You want to take a few minutes? I want to find out really what's going on here. No, they seem like very nice people. I
They're
think
very nice
I
people.
think the problem must be you.
Maybe it is. Maybe
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I think about that every day.
What's your name?
Ethan.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Well, there's a problem right there.
It's an issue. It's a major issue.
I know.
And my mom named me Ethan, and I knew immediately.
Really?
It's a bad problem.
Was that your mom there?
My mom's over there.
Which one would you admit if you were? Okay.
She's
all right.
she's over there.
Did you go? What's your mom's name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Did you go through a whole roster of names before you got to Ethan? or-
No, she did. Elvis was first. Elvis was the first name.
Really? Was it?
Named after my father. It had to be
Your father was named Elvis?
no.
Your father
Evil.
was named Evil?
Father was named Evil, and they were like, "Well, we can't
uh,
name him
Did he have a
Evil,
motorcycle? Was
so
he
we have
famous?
to name him Elvis."
So you named your son Ethan. It makes no sense whatsoever.
No,
I don't know.
I think Ethan actually means evil in a lot of languages.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How does that work for you?
I'm living up to my name.
Do you have other siblings?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Yeah. And what's his name?
His name is Daniel. Yeah,
What a cop out there.
yeah,
Daniel.
unbelievable.
Daniel and Evil.
Daniel and
Here's my
Evil.
two sons, Daniel and
The
Evil.
worst. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And are you from around here, Ethan?
No, well, I grew up in Chicago and I live in New York City now.
Okay, what are you doing here? Look, your mom lives there?
No, my mom lives in Chicago. My aunt and my cousins live here.
Oh, okay.
So I visit them here.
So this is a compromise, this city?
Yes.
Madison, compromise. Good compromise.
Yeah,
considering-
between New York and Chicago, compromise.
Yeah, almost geographical compromise.
Exactly.
Almost equidistant.
It's equidistant.
Not really, but
Yeah.
close enough. Because otherwise you'd probably end up in Saginaw, Michigan.
No, that would be awful.
I know.
I've never been there.
Have you been there?
No, I've never
I
been
don't
there.
think you've been to Saginaw.
Toledo.
Saginaw? Saginaw's very nice, isn't it?
All right.
They have wonderful things in Saginaw, including a brewery. Okay, so that's good right there. What's the name of the beer that comes out of Saginaw? That's the name of the beer. That's kind of long. I drank so much I couldn't remember beer. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, Ethan, because it's been.
Oh,
what
bummer.
are you doing these days?
Well, I work in nonprofit.
Oh, good for you.
Program managed organization.
Yeah.
And,
Do they pay?
Development. No, that's
Yeah,
no. I'm just kidding. They pay. They definitely pay.
Okay, that's good. And what is your end of things?
What's my what?
Your end of things. That's a little American colloquialism.
What, like the end of
Colloquialism.
the end of everything?
No, your end of it. Your end of the nonprofit business. And where is the action for you?
Oh,
the
well,
nonprofit action.
I teach creative writing
Do you?
in a nonprofit in
Excellent.
New York, and I also develop programming for I teach preschool.
Really?
And, storytelling from preschool.
You're such a sweetheart for an evil guy.
And in 16-year-old boys and girls and the preschoolers are so much easier than the 16-year-olds, man.
Yeah.
I'd much rather
You have 16-year-old preschoolers?
16-year-old preschool. They might as well be a 16-year-old preschool.
They get held back
Oh my God.
a few
they're
times.
awful.
I
Yeah.
guess that could happen.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving. Nice
I
to
ask you
have
a
you
question?
here. Very nice to meet you. Yes, go ahead. You want to have a
Should I
question?
ask you the question?
Yes.
I have a question written down.
Oh, you
Should
can
I
ask me if
use
you
that
want.
till later?
No, go ahead.
I don't know how this works.
I know, it doesn't.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ask me your question. Well, this is a lot
Okay,
easier.
so our question.
Because I might
is-
not get to it otherwise.
Oh, yes. Okay, good. I'm
Yeah.
going to take this opportunity.
Okay,
So my question is
Is-
really important.
Yeah,
It's,
okay. Can you get to it, please?
I've got to work. If when a dog sees a person,
Dog sees a person.
does it see a person or a bigger dog? That's my question.
Okay. No, I wouldn't have got to that. I'm so glad you asked it. Evil, thank you very much for your congratulations on all you're doing, and I'm very reassured talking with you, as opposed to just you having shouting things out from the audience. Okay. Thanksgiving memories, well, I've had a few. Mom used to cook the bird overnight at our house. Overnight. Didn't your mom do that? And she slept pretty long, my mother. I'll say that. You know, she didn't get up at the crack of dawn or anything like that, so that bird would be in there for a while. And the next day, when Dad tried to lift it out of the pan, it dissolved. Every year. Same thing. Like a turkey rapture, like a puff of smoke to heaven. Turkey heaven. And, you know, well, Jews do Thanksgiving. I don't know if you knew that. This is time to educate here. But really the big deal for us is Passover, because at least for the kids, because you get to drink every 100 yards on the way out of Egypt. There's a toast. So that's Thanksgiving. You get, you know, like if you get one. And the good thing about Thanksgiving for us was that we got to eat Chinese because the turkey was vaporized. So I always thought it was a Chinese holiday. Most depressing Thanksgiving headline: astronauts dine on Thanksgiving fare made at Texas A&M. Boy, that depressed me to see that. Okay. I'm glad you feel the same way. I really am. Worst sign I saw in a store window was Black Friday Matters.
Oh.
Terrible taste, and terrible, questionable, worse than terrible taste. Horrible taste. Well, worst joke that I heard anyhow. This Thanksgiving, Hillary and Bill dined on crow ducking. Crow ducking. Yep, that deserves that response. In all the news that isn't, well, we got to go to politics here a little bit. We'll get out of it real quick, though. All the news that isn't, the worst cabinet appointment since the Stalin Politburo of 42. I checked. These guys are worse. Hitler had better people around him than Donald Trump. They weren't all, you know, go-getters. Ben Carson at HUD, H-U-D, head of underprivileged deportation. Betsy DeVos goes from Amway. She's the Amway. It's the Amway family. She's now going to do a pyramid scheme at the Department of Education. I'll tell you, that's going to work. Well, actually, she's been tasked with reimagining education as a Department of Child Labor. But wait, there's more. The billionaire known as the king of bankruptcy is only perfect to head the Commerce Department. I'm not making this stuff up. I couldn't come up with anything this far out. King of bankruptcy at Commerce. Mitt Romney, as Secretary of State, has met with a lot of resistance from kind of the mad dog Trumpists, who are afraid of setting a precedent by appointing someone mildly competent. But Mel Gibson, as ambassador to Israel, should sail through. Big Trump supporter, Mel. South Carolina's Nikki Haley to the UN, despite her only foreign policy experience being North Carolina. I don't know. I thought I had more jokes in here. I must have left them out or something. Yeah. The most brilliant stroke, of course, given the unusual talk of impeachment before taking office, first time that's happened, is Jeff Sessions of Alabama, the House impeachment wizard, by making him Attorney General. Huh? The guy is a thinker. As Donald likes to say, impeach this. And for this, we give thanksgiving. Amen. And that's all the news. That is. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ethan, for saving that. Sex and the single fruit fly. Sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not. John Poole at the University of Wisconsin, geneticist, who's made a career and actually made discoveries in the field of fruit fly genetics. And we're going to find out why that's so important to everyone sitting here right now. Because so much of your sexual behavior is tied to those little guys buzzing around your bananas.
Huh.
John Poole, come on up here, John Poole. Professor John Poole, University of Wisconsin, geneticist and fruit fly hunter. Fruit fly hunter. Oh, you brought them with you. That's sweet. Ooh, you know, why do they make people's skin cry? I told someone I'm going to have a fruit fly geneticist because I'm kind of a science nut. And they go, ooh, fruit flies. Why? What is that response?
You know, it's true, and they don't necessarily win any popularity contests.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't necessarily get students wanting to work with me just because the flies are so cute and cuddly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, I mean, I don't
Couldn't
know.
you be
They're
a
little,
puppy?
they move around.
Couldn't you be a puppy geneticist and get a lot more students
could,
volunteering?
Yeah. Well,
Kitty, a little kitty geneticist.
they might not be as excited when they had to grind up the puppy for DNA.
See, there's a good point. There's something we haven't thought of.
Maybe
Okay.
a blood sample.
Yeah, I forgot about how research works. How are you?
Doing great.
How was your Thanksgiving? Good?
Yeah. Actually, my wife Amanda and I had a great Thanksgiving right here in Madison. We didn't travel anywhere.
Yeah.
And we had a very stress-free, great day, also celebrating her birthday.
Oh, same day.
And we took a walk in the Arboretum and saw
Arboretum.
roughly 20 turkeys, I would say.
Yes, they're still in our neighborhood, not
safe,
far from
free-range turkeys.
Yeah, they're walking around Edgewood too, right?
They're everywhere.
Edgewood.
They were on our place,
Yeah,
you know.
everywhere. And they look nothing like today's. I mean, that's a whole different story. I should get a turkey guy from UW.
Yeah, they're definitely
They're not even related.
Not as massive.
They're not related, I don't think.
I kind of wonder if the domestic ones can actually breed on their own.
Yeah. I'm not going to think about that right now. What I think about now is fruit fly sex and other related issues. And is it true or isn't it true that fruit fly, the genome of fruit flies in humans is almost identical?
Yeah, we do have most of the same genes, and they do most of the same things. You know, you might think that, you know, that as, you know, humans, at the top of the heap, we figure, that we would have, you know, a far more sophisticated genome. But most of it's actually, you know, functionally pretty similar. We just deploy our genes in somewhat different ways than the fruit fly does.
I'd say. Thank you for that. I don't go crazy when there's... Are they in the house waiting for the bananas, or do they come in with the banana? Age-old question.
Yeah, I think they slip in even just, you know, like under your door.
Seriously?
Or even through the screen.
What are they doing the rest of the time while they're waiting for the bananas to...
They're following their nose, basically.
So they're working the garden?
Yeah, they're around, you know, they're in your neighbor's compost pile. You know, they're waiting for some tempting aroma to waft by.
Now, is it the alcohol from the decomposition that attracts them? What is it?
They are drawn to alcohol, yeah, yes. So that should win them some points here,
yes.
right? So, yeah, they like the smells of rotting fruit, basically.
Yes.
They do like beer and especially wine.
I'm sorry, is that the end of that sentence? I'm sorry. I had to swallow.
Sorry, I'll try to read the cues a little better.
Yeah,
and
no,
if you need
right.
a little more time for your drink, I'll
right.
fill it in a bit.
Yeah. What chromosomes do they have, or do we know what all those things do in there? Or I mean, what is chromosome the right word in a genome?
Sure.
That they have that we don't have.
What do they have that we don't?
The wing chromosome, right?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, they do manage to develop some structures that we don't, including the wings, and also going through metamorphosis. You know, from the larval stage through the pupa to the adult stage that flies around.
Are there little tiny fruit caterpillars?
Well, yeah. Some people would probably call them maggots.
You mean to tell me that ugly maggot ends up being these beautiful fruit flies?
Yeah, it's true.
Is this what happens to a maggot if it's good?
Yeah, I mean...
Now, why do you hunt for your fruit flies in Africa?
Yeah, well, what we do with fruit flies is a little bit different than what a lot of fruit fly labs do. Most of them are using laboratory strains that may have had some mutations introduced in the lab, but we study natural variation in fruit flies, and we try to sample across the genetic diversity of the species. And just like humankind, this species is originally from Africa. And part of my work has been to figure out the history of this species and how it's adapted to different environments as it's expanded around the world.
I'm sorry, I was doing some note-taking here. So,
I'll try not to get too wonky here.
You prefer the Zambian fruit fly or the Ethiopian?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
You've been doing your homework, I can see, because, yeah, we do study fruit flies from Zambia, Ethiopia.
They're bigger, I know, in Ethiopia.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you prefer a bigger fruit fly yourself?
Zambia is kind of home sweet home for this species. You know, that's roughly where they started out. And
really, they originated?
That could be an important area in human history as well. But the Ethiopian flies have really evolved a lot. They've become bigger, they've become darker. They cope with the low oxygen and high UV radiation that they have up at 10,000 feet above sea level. And that's part of what my lab's been looking into, and just trying to understand how does this adaptive process work at the genetic level.
And you found that actually they adapt, but they make a lot of mistakes along the way in the adaptation.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes when evolution's trying to make an omelet, it does break a few eggs along the way. And so, we did find, for example, that after they evolved larger wings, their wing development was a bit destabilized. It was prone to messing up.
As opposed to the Zambians, who had smaller wings, but they were everything was in order. And does that correct itself over time, on generation to generation? Do they start correcting mistakes?
If you had
Is
a
there
long
hope for
enough
us? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, then they would probably, work out the kinks. But that's kind of evolutionary fine-tuning after the more dramatic change.
Yeah. Let's go right to sex. Why would sexual behavior of a fruit fly, hold it, why would this have anything to do with me?
Yeah.
And my own personal behavior?
Well, you'd probably figure, a male fruit fly and a female fruit fly meet. Really, what else is there to work out if they're the same species? But it's actually kind of an elaborate process. The male starts out orienting at a very specific angle from the female in front of one of her eyes. And
plus, he's got that serrated penis.
Depending on the species.
Yes.
So then he'll...
Believe me, that's a factor in how they
Then he'll
relate.
try to move around and tap the female from behind. Then he'll actually play a song by vibrating his wing.
Really?
And it's a species-specific courtship song.
No, oh, cool. Can you give us imitate that? What it sounds like? You probably heard it.
It's very rhythmic, I would say. It's not very melodic.
Something like this?
You just need the right periodicity, and then the female's interested, I think.
Yeah. Work on your periodicity, will you? Get out of here.
And then it gets a little bit, a little bit more R-rated from there.
No, go ahead. We're in a saloon. We're drinking early.
After the courtship song comes the licking step. And then the actual mounting step.
Well, who said that?
But it's not.
This
just
is exactly why they
skipping
threw me off of public radio. I want you to know. That's why podcasts are so wonderful.
It's not just skipping to step 5. Yeah.
No, the licking the male to the female,
and the whole serenading,
You didn't answer that question. All right, that's okay.
Oh,
I assume that's what you mean.
You were asking where, like,
who does this? Who does
the male does the licking?
Yes, does the licking.
And
now,
about where you'd guess?
Okay.
It's nature.
I had a great follow-up question. I can't think about it. What? All right, but now in adaptation, even with the sex, this gets interesting because we get females disguising themselves as males because they don't want to see a serrated penis.
Right.
Thank you. Right? Is that pretty much what it is?
So
Are some of these already
these
dark?
are not that kind, but maybe you'll be relieved to know.
Yes.
You know,
Don't touch it.
a researcher who worked in my lab brought this interesting species with him called Drosophila erecta, and it's named that
erecta.
for, you know,
Obvious reasons.
yeah, reasons that are probably obvious at this point. And it seems like this species has maybe a bit more of an antagonistic mating dynamic.
Yeah.
And what he found was that there were actually two kinds of females visually. There were the females that just looked like normal females in this genus, and then there was a type of female that looked just like males and seemed to be maybe escaping some overzealous attention by disguising itself as a male
They don't wear
instead.
like a fake beard or something. If you're a fruit fly, it's
for
actually the coloration
yeah,
of
it's
their
the pigmentation in this
pigmentation.
case that the males just have a bit more black pigment at the bottom of their abdomen, but so do some of the females in Drosophila erecta.
And is that considered an advantage in terms of mating?
Yeah,
or
so that seems to be the explanation, is that the females that resemble males, maybe they don't get as much courtship attention, and maybe in that species that's a good thing. But it's only going to work if there are some females out there that are kind of soaking up the attention from males, and so we find some of both.
Interesting.
Nature seems to be keeping both types around, and
I mean,
has
if
for
I'm
a
a
long
fruit,
time.
if I'm a fruit fly in a relationship, how long can how long are their lives?
Good question. So a fruit fly in nature could live a couple of months, and so you could kind of think of it as, a day to a fruit fly is kind of like a year to a person.
So people live 2 years? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, the fruit fly might live 70 days.
I know it's not your field, but you should know. Actually, some of us live longer than that.
Yeah, I think there's a high variance there, but.
Okay.
But actually, the mating could last for 20 minutes, and I think I figured out.
So that's a big part of their lives is spent
if
mating.
you translated that to human time, that would be like a week and a half.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of
Straight.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Some of the stuff is stuff that you've discovered, right? I mean, your lab and the people you work with. I guess there's three of you: a guy in France and the guy you work with here.
Yeah. So Dr. Amir Yassine is the one who studied Drosophila erecta, and he's moved on to his own faculty position at the Natural History Museum in Paris.
Yeah, but I saw he only looked for fruit flies in Lyon. You're going to Africa and making an effort. And he's just looking for local
Actually,
French.
I collected the French flies
You
as
did?
well. Yeah.
So what does he do?
I was just there
all
for a
the
conference.
accolades?
That was before he joined the lab. Actually, he didn't even collect our flies from Egypt, even though that's where he grew up.
Unbelievable. These collaborations.
But he has made some field trips of his own.
Yeah. And in general, and now, so all the stuff like sexual behavior and so forth, what good does it do us as humans? Does this actually tell us about something about us and what's happening to us and what we can foresee for us?
Yeah. Well, I would be the first one to tell you that the work that I'm doing does not have any direct practical benefits. But it does have plenty of indirect benefits, I would say. So, these fruit flies themselves are not really that, significant in our society. They're not like a disease agent or a crop pest or anything like that. They don't do useful work for us, but they help us to understand the ground rules of biology. And that's been true both in molecular biology and genetics and also in evolutionary biology. And so we're learning the basics of, for example, how does adaptation work at the genetic level, and how are genes connected to physical traits. And that can help us down the line in understanding everything from, the genetic basis of disease to the evolution of insects that are crop pests or human disease vectors. So it's more. This is very much basic science.
So but that's what the applied you're learning genetics. You're actual genetics, living genetics, studying it while it's happening.
Right.
And you can do that with fruit flies because they're so multi-generational.
Right. So the reason that so many biologists are drawn to this species is that it's just very convenient to study. We can keep it in these little vials in the lab. It reproduces quickly. It has a relatively compact genome. And so, for example, my lab has used DNA sequencing to read hundreds of these fruit fly genomes. And that
is it good reading, or
you kind of have to know what to look for, I would say. It's a lot of A's and C's and G's and T's.
Did you discover that PDM3 gene?
Well, no, but
who gets the credit for that?
I don't know who discovered the gene, but Dr. Yassine again discovered that this gene as well helped some fly species to evolve this color difference, where some females are distinct and some look like males.
Yeah.
And this was actually in a series of different species other than Drosophila erecta.
Yeah.
This trait has evolved again and again, potentially for similar reasons. And so he found that in multiple different species, the same gene was responsible for this trait evolution.
No. So but let me ask you this. Common ancestor, humans, and fruit fly. There was one. What did it look like?
Oh.
Is there John, are you
probably,
all right?
Yeah. Probably a little worm, I would say.
A worm? The common and that was like 800 million years ago? Or?
That sounds like it's on the right order of magnitude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then one went one way, one went another.
Yes. So, I mean, we do have some things in common. We have left-right symmetry. And we have eyes, and we share certain organ systems in common anyway.
Yeah.
So probably our ancestor had those traits as well.
Yeah. Is it doctor? I can call you doctor, can I?
That'll work.
Dr. John Poole?
John works.
I know, but I want to do a formal thing. Dr. John Poole. I call him John. University of Wisconsin, genetics. Fascinating stuff, and I recommend reading The Life History, Evolution, and Cellular Mechanisms Associated with Increased Size and High Altitude Drosophila. Thank you very much.
All right.
Going to pass around the fruit flies?
And I've got some flies for show and tell. I'll pass around.
All right. So really, have another drink and check out the fruit flies. John Thulin, Jeff Hammond.
Couple of fruit flies.
Yes. Did you ever do any research type things, Jeff? You ever go to lab research type things? No. John, did you ever do that?
Oh,
in
yeah.
school?
Oh, yeah.
What did you study?
I cut up a lot of stuff.
Not what did you cut up, but I mean, did you do? Were you involved in a research program where you had to spay like tons of frogs or something?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. All right, nothing to talk about then. And then this. By the way, how are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm good. Jeff's good. Yeah.
I got to say, you're playing together. I don't know if it's the setting or the fact that I'm drinking more, but you guys are sounding great.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Thank you.
the stuff
Thanks,
that you're
I appreciate
writing, honest to God, is amazing. The sound, I like it with the keyboard, and I like the fact that you're so close together. You're practically touching on this stage.
Yeah. Well, let's not get too much closer then.
Okay. What's this one going to be?
This is a tune called "You Sure Look Good to Me."
All right.
Thank you.
That was good. That was way
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
It was all those classical music lessons paid off.
No,
finally.
They didn't.
There was classical riff in there. That was definitely a tip of the hat
To who?
to one of those guys who
One of
plays
those
that
guys.
stuff. Mozart, I'm thinking.
Moztoven.
Something on a harpsichord, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for darn sure.
Yeah.
Say hello, everyone, to Stephanie Lee, ladies and gentlemen, on my left here. Most definitely. Did you find anything unusual in the habits of Minnesota people on the Thanksgiving occasion? Do they, like, serve an elk
No,
instead of a
nothing-
turkey? Anything
Nope.
like that?
I thought you were going to ask me if I found anything unusual about the habits of the fruit flies, but I didn't find
Do you
anything
want
unusual there either.
your 2 cents worth on the fruit flies?
What's that?
You want your 2 cents worth on the fruit flies? Go right ahead.
Oh, I thought that was fascinating.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Have you done research? You've done lab research, ever?
I have done psychology lab research, but
Where you blow
nothing
air on
with-
people's eyelids?
No.
Not the same thing.
I actually enjoy that. We were talking about that at Thanksgiving dinner. I like a little puff of air in the eye
Yeah,
every
from
now
him.
and then.
From him, you do. I tried it one time, and it slapped me right across the face.
Well, I just thought it was great, learning more about these or what most people would think are
Yeah.
insignificant little fruit
You're
flies.
talking about
but-
his family, or?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
the fruit flies.
research
I'm sorry.
of
I was still
Dr. John
talking about,
Poole. I was trying to go back to the fruit flies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
they
thought
don't do
that was
anything weird
fascinating.
up there in Minnesota?
Nope, nothing weird. It was
Yeah.
really a wonderful time.
They don't go out and shoot the bird first,
No.
butterball like everybody else?
I don't know if it was butterball. I didn't really pay much attention to the turkey part, but yeah.
Why, don't you eat turkey? Are you?
I eat turkey. I just don't prepare it myself. So
Yeah.
I was worried about the Brussels sprouts and the cranberry sauce. That was my portion of the
What
meal.
a wonderful holiday that is. You
It
celebrate
was-
with Brussels sprouts. That's got to be a special
They were
holiday.
delicious Brussels sprouts.
I hate Brussels sprouts.
Pete's giving me a thumbs
There's
up.
never been a good Brussels sprout.
You haven't had my Brussels sprouts.
The only good Brussels sprout is a dead Brussels sprout, as far as I'm concerned. You love Brussels sprouts too?
They can be quite delicious, yes.
You cannot. I've tried. What?
Butter and garlic solves everything.
Most things, but not Brussels sprouts.
And bacon. You gotta have some bacon.
No, bacon works on everything except Brussels sprouts. It does not work on Brussels sprouts.
I'm sorry, bacon is the magic.
Wrap them in bacon and throw them out, is what I say.
Well, you can also...
And you know what? They're not Brussels. They're not from Brussels. When I found that out, I said, the hell with you then. It's like Jerusalem artichokes. They're not from Jerusalem, and they're not artichokes. Won't touch them. I'm offended by the entire notion.
Well, the other food that will solve any problem is maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup glaze for your Brussels sprouts.
Put bacon around them, pour maple syrup over them, and then throw them out.
No.
Okay, no, we're going to get nowhere in this conversation. What's your name?
Oh, Helena.
Helena, and
I'm Craig.
I'm sure you're very nice in other respects. So
We've
I'll
met,
take note of that.
we've met before.
Of course we have. Okay, so let's see. This is a slug. Who drew the slug? This is a great picture of a slug that someone drew during my show. Who drew the slug picture? Way back there?
It's probably a fruit fly.
Is he gone, whoever it was? Oh, no, there he is. Is he drawing slugs now? Yeah? Who is, I can't see it. Who's over there? She? Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't see her. Hi, I loved your picture of a slug.
My name is Jody Safford.
Your name is Jody?
No,
Shelby, I'm sorry, yes.
I made a slug and it goes really fast.
Your slug goes very fast?
Yeah.
Because usually we think slugs are real slow. They go they're sluggish, slug, slow. This is a fast slug, right?
Hmm?
Is there a slug in one of your games? Is this a slug here on the phone?
I usually got into the stand on my picture.
Your picture?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you really like slugs?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Does it depend on the slug? Which, like, there's some, like a cartoon slug, or maybe?
Sometimes, maybe.
A little bit. Okay. Well, you're a very good artist. I think this is, you're a very good artist. And I love this. This is your drawing too, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is that of?
That's a blowhorn.
A blowhorn. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear very well anymore. A blowhorn.
Mhm.
Very cool. It looks like it's actually blowing. You can see the air moving out of it. Yeah. Really good. You're gonna be an artist when you grow up, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Wonderful. Very nice to meet you, Shelby, from Mazamani.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice to meet you, dear. Thank you so much. I love it. Okay, that's okay. She slapped me 5. That's good.
Michael, do we want to give Shelby something for coming all this way to see the show?
What can we give Shelby?
All right, so Shelby, you've won the Handicorn. 4 hooves and a head to transform your hand into a most magical unicorn. Rainbow and glitter not included. From Seattle's Archie McPhee at McPhee.com.
Perfect. Good thinking. It's a unicorn you put on your fingers. See, look at this. Here it is. You put it right on your fingers. It's a unicorn. You put the head on your fingers. Isn't that great?
Yes.
Okay, good. Wonderful. You have to take them off when you're drawing, though, but otherwise it's a wonderful thing. Why do certain people get car sick? Sarah, is this your mother, Ethan? Oh, God. She put in like 6 different cards. Here's another one. Sarah.
Yeah, sure.
From Chicago. Is there an ideal beauty? Or is beauty subjective or objective? You're fishing for a compliment, aren't you, Sarah? Because I would say, I think your beauty is ideal, Sarah. Right? Is that what you think I'm going to say? It is. You're very attractive. I like you very much. And stop writing all these cards, though. You get 1 card per person. And don't put any... I mean, that's kind of highfalutin talk. Ideal beauty. You know, this always happens with people who give you multiple cards. You put a microphone in front of them, they shut up. They'll put it on the next card, but how are you otherwise?
Fine, thank you.
Very, very nice boy you raised here.
Thank you.
What? Were you reacting to something else? I don't see how that applied to that interaction. Very nice. And how'd the other one turn out? Pretty good, too?
Very good, thank you, yeah.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Was he named after someone?
No, he was not.
Okay. I'm going to leave the table now because your son did a lot better than you do in these pressure moments. But very nice to meet you, and congratulations on it. There's Ethan. Oh, there's Ethan. Ethan say, when a dog looks at a person, oh, yeah, who cares? Who does your hair? Thank you, Stanley from Milwaukee, for asking. This is always supposed to be an insult, right? When someone says, who does your hair? I mean, you look at my hair, okay?
Or like, they can say...
Wait, are you Stanley from Milwaukee? No? Who does your hair? Cheech and Chong? No, that's Stanley from Milwaukee. Stanley? Who does your hair, man? That's an insult, right? No, nobody does my hair. I do it. I'm not a person. What's there to do? There's nothing to do. You just shake it out. Shake it out. God, that hurts now because I got the disc problem. But that's what I used to do, is just kind of shake it, and then it all goes perfectly where it should, where it's there. No, because my scalp is right there. Why would I want to blow dry my scalp? I can't remember the last time I used a blow dryer. It was in a hotel or something. I thought, well, a blow dryer, that'll help. And it didn't. And what was there didn't grow back after the blow dryer.
Who's your tailor?
Thanks, Stanley. I appreciate all your concern. What?
Who's your tailor?
Stop it. Why do they serve beer chasers with Bloody Marys in Wisconsin? Bill from Boston, who's a real estate agent and a minister. What a horrible combination. That shouldn't be allowed by law. Are you both really?
Yeah.
How is that? What church is that?
It's a United Church of Christ.
That's pretty liberal or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That's why.
Conflict of interest, a spiritual quest, and real estate.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is either one going?
Both are all right. Yeah. Yeah. Could be better.
Excuse me, the woman who thinks Brussels sprouts are good has something to add to your life.
I'm just wondering if he's trying to sell space in heaven.
Oh! Never heard that one before, huh?
No, it's okay. It's for free though. It's by grace, It's a free gift.
And where you're from, Boston? Have beer chasers and things?
No, not with Bloody Marys. I was shocked. I thought it was apple juice at first.
What does the gospel say about it?
Oh, I don't know. It's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Anyone care to respond to this accusation from a minister and a real estate agent about our serving chasers on Bloody Marys? I don't really know what that. Since we are in a saloon, this is an important question to resolve, I think. Yes.
So typically you get the chaser because the Bloody Mary will be spicy, so it just helps you swallow it, and so it doesn't burn all the way down.
It's really too late to help you swallow it because you've had the whole Bloody Mary. And then you do.
Have another drink. You just keep going.
So it greases the skids.
There you go. Sure.
Very good. All right. What time we got here? Are we running?
That's all the time we got. Thanks for coming today.
There's a little tune to take us out of this particular show here. That's mainly was about Ethan more than anything else, and fruit fly. This will be known as the Ethan and the Fruit Flies show. And little number here to take us home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, start in G. That's good.
The Whad'ya Know Podcast is produced, hosted, and no one else to blamed by Michael Feldman, made possible by Kickstarter and the best audience a guy ever had, and depends in large measure on John Thulin, Jeff Hammond, Tom Blaine, Aubrey Ralph, Lyle Anderson, Dylan Brogan, Sheila Shigley, and my script just broke. There we go, sorry. Sheila Shigley, and yours most definitely, Stephanie Lee. Watch us grind our sausage live on YouTube at youtube.com/users/Whad'yaTube. Call in to play the quiz at 608-250-3222. Mine a motherload of Whad'ya Know nuggets at whadyaknow.net. Follow Michael on Twitter at myfeldman, and slice the finished salami on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. Need to get in touch? Email us on our private server at whadyaknow2@gmail.com.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for coming to become Whad'ya Know. Ladies and gentlemen, John Thulin, Jeff Hammond on the bass, Stephanie Lee, most definitely, yours truly. Thank you so much. All right, we are going to take maybe like a 10-minute pause here for the cause. Pause for the cause. And then we're coming back with a whole new show. We have a whole new show for you. What a concept. With Andy Kindler, who's a comedian. You might know him as Mort from Bob's Burgers. Mort the Mortician. Oh, okay. But he's also a comedian, and he's in New York right now doing his show. And so we're talking a little bit about him, and probably about the election quite a bit, because he's a staunch defender of Hillary Clinton, among other things. And yes. And, well, I want to tell you, sorry. No, you can dial him right now, just so you know that we have him on there. Because he's expecting a call about this time. So, and he's blown us off a couple times accidentally, because he's just absent-minded. It happened on the other show, too, on this one, and then he was supposed to be on last time. But anyhow, just 10 minutes here, and 8 minutes now. And then, have a drink or something, or if you got to use the restroom. In fact, Wow. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're just kidding me. Oh, that was a fucking good jelly donut. So glad this mic isn't on. Oh, shit. Oh. Stephanie Lee. Most definitely. Report to the stage. Oh, hi. No, we're gonna go in about several minutes anyway. So I just thought you should know that. How was the pizza? You know, that's been there all week. Still good. It was brilliant. I heard your turkey was brilliant. And I've never heard a turkey described that way before. Brilliant. What did you do with that stuffing? What was in there? No, I mean it. Cornbread, that's what it was. What a good idea, cornbread. And then there was celery. Who would think to put celery in a stuffing?
I did have an answer for whoever asked about motion sickness.
Motion sickness.
I actually know the answer to that.
That's Sarah again. Don't tell her.
Oh, who's Sarah?
She said too much already, and then she doesn't want to talk. She's a tease. She's a tease. Are you Daniel? No. Okay. Okay. All right. Hi, John. Did you see Jeff anywhere? I saw him in the men's room, and that was the last time I saw him.
I think he's still in there. He's laying down or something.
He's laying down, and there's no couch in the men's room.
Oh, he doesn't need those.
He's on the floor of the men's room?
No, he's not.
Maybe he's not laying down. Oh, okay.
He'll be here in just a second.
All right.
Jeff. I'll call him. I'll text him. Yes. Well, it's already faceless.
Hey, that's for me to say.
That's for him to say.
I give you all these compliments on your music. You can't do that to me. Hi. Glad you could make it, Jeff. Look for a little smiley face on your next check.
That went really fast. I'm sorry.
No, I know. It took me a longer time in the bathroom, but I thought you were in there like twice as long as I was.
Just back in the car.
Okay. Oh. Why, there's an air of expectation that I'm about to disappoint. All right. Well, I won't go through the rest of this. It's not going to make any difference anyhow. I don't know why I try.
It's going to be brilliant.
Oh, it'll be brilliant. Like the dressing. You know why? Because I put celery in my monologues. You can taste it. You can taste it. You can taste it. I like saying that. I don't know why. All right. It says jelly donut. Oh, no, it's staring at me now. It's wide open, and it's got an apple-filled jelly donut.
Yeah, I was looking at that going,
Is there nothing better than that? Name a thing that's better than an apple-filled jelly donut.
Cherry filled.
Celery? Good answer, anyway. I have to rethink it. A celery-filled jelly donut. Would be with cornbread. Did you have a lot of people? No. Just Is she the only one who didn't like it?
As far as I know, no one else voiced
Yeah. It's funny that you complain about it on like a national podcast. I was asking you to play it over and over again, people working out and so forth, whatever they do with podcasts. I don't know. I don't do it. Anyway, okay. We're about ready here. Okay, you ready there? Okay. This is the open. Okay, I got the stuff on my cheeks here. Or it's going to affect my diction. Well, okay. Hi there. If you're anything like me, and that's a big if and a little me, you are suffering from what's unpopularly known as Trumpcosis right now, which is a disease, something that should be a delusional belief that Donald Trump, from The Apprentice, is going to be president of the United States of America. Obviously, for such an unlikely thing to happen, it would take an absolutely perfect shitstorm. In the political sense. So perfect, the Weather Channel should name it Shitstorm Donald. The odds on this happening, well, odds. This is why you're not going to win the lottery, ever. Not even a lousy pick 3. No publisher's clearinghouse for you, Charlie, even if Ed McMahon were still around to deliver it. The odds are not your friend. And speaking of Donald Trump, as we fall into the great Trumpression, I want you to take care of yourself because going to hell in a handbasket can be a rough ride. And just make a suggestion. You might do as I do, give up, yes, but only every other day. Then it's manageable. You can get a lot done in 3 days a week, more than in 7 if you're motivated by the image of a devil in a blue blazer with gold buttons, men's 48 long. Plenty of time to gather your courage, and even the courage of the guy next to you in the next cubicle, if he's not using it, to do the job that has to be done, work towards a day when a cure is found for Trumpcosis, and we make America America again. Which would be great. Or get serious about that little kibbutz on Mars, my little Marsnik. Well, what do you know? Okay, let's start and end at the same time.
Live
That's all
from
I ask.
Madison, Wisconsin's High Noon Saloon, cold beer, hot music, nothing wrong with that. It's Michael Feldman's What Do You Know? Brought to you by Borokeem's Oriental Rugs of Madison. Once you go Bishar, you never go back. Persian, BIJAR.com. Tell Albert Michael sent ya. And by the Wisconsin Greenhouse Company. Sales, installations, lighting, and repairs. Check them out at wisconsingreenhousecompany.com. Yes, he's Mort on Bob's Burgers, but comic Andy Kindler is also plying the country with his hit show Live, If You Call This Living. To my right is John Thulin, keyboards and offhand remarks. By his side, that stand-up guy on stand-up bass, Jeff Hammond. Straight ahead, so to speak, Lyle Anderson, caroler and phone answerer. And myself, most definitely, Stephanie Lee. And now, the man who's been whistling a happy tune non-stop, Michael Feldman.
Huzzah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well, and one other thing you can do in this whole the Trump situation and how to live with it, and not that you can. How about all the news that isn't Trump? And here it is. Try to keep them out as much as possible. There's almost no news. Is the only problem. It doesn't have his name in it. Let's see how close we can get. After the Hamilton-Mike Pence dust-up, the surviving original cast of Hair offered the vice president a command performance, but he declined, saying he gets enough geriatric full-frontal nudity at home. That was a long way around to nothing. Surgeons have been called in to help extricate Hillary Clinton from the fetal position. It's been nearly a month now, curled around her BlackBerry. It's beginning to worry people. Bill Clinton is said to remain despondent at failing to break through the glass ceiling of First Lady. The star Kepler 111451123 found to be the roundest thing in the cosmos besides Donald Trump's mouth. There, I mentioned it. Just used as a comparative, though. We can let it go. I mean, his mouth is scary. It's so round. You only see a mouth like that on an inflatable doll, actually. I hear, they tell me, I don't know. I don't know why it would be. Never mind. Molecules on your cell phone can reveal your diet, health, places you've been, and hygiene products you've used, but shed no light on who you're expecting to hear from enough to check it every 45 seconds. Let me just pause. People who check their phone, is there someone in particular you're expecting to hear from, or is it just a nervous tick? Tick, 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 tick. There's the career going. Okay, good. Okay. That's what I thought. All right, where was I? Inflatable doll mouth, cell phone. Okay. Dogs can not only remember things like humans do, but they hold grudges. Is this a joke or what? I read this, I think. Oh, every time you trick them into a muzzle, bath, fleet treatment, toothbrushing, or anal gland cleansing, they will remember that. So when you need a helper dog, keep that in mind, because they're not going to help.
I think I'd remember that too.
I'm sorry? The anal gland thing? Yeah, I know. Sexist men are more likely to have mental health issues, or is it men with mental health issues are more likely to be sexist? Or here's another one for you. A bad outlook can hurt the heart, and a bad heart can hurt the outlook. Okay. I have another one, but you're not going to get it. The Green Bay Packers win the mannequin challenge during the game. Fill in name of opponent. Ellen DeGeneres' Presidential Freedom Medal is taken away after she dances up to receive it. I bet she did. This is kind of interesting or not. None of the aloe vera at Walmart is actually aloe vera. And in fact, it may not be a Walmart. So. But the price is right. Plastic surgeons can guess your age just by looking, which is why so many plastic surgeons wind up working as carnies at state fairs. See, this is all the news there is, aside from, you know, who. Okay. Dementia rates dropped 24% in the general population, with so many of the afflicted taking cabinet positions. A class action suit against chorizo for making zealots think they had to eat 4 300-calorie gut-buster burritos to reach their recommended 1,200-calorie daily intake when it takes just 1. Once again, long way around to nothing. Okay. 2/3 of Americans think the Trump presidency, oblique reference, means change is coming. 1/3 think Jesus is coming. Okay. Thank you. And I mean you in specific. Billions of dollars of Black Friday and Cyber Monday money drained from personal spending has the unintended consequence of returning Christmas to a spiritual holiday. You can use that in your sermon, by the way. When you're doing your next real estate sermon, I want you to use it. See, because they spend all your money, and then it's got to be spiritual. It's all it's like. Many Americans, in fact, report being unable to hang even one $149 Trump Make America Great Again hat ornaments. Okay. We'll just take that out in the edit. I thought that would be a crowd pleaser. $149 for it. Anyone here get the Trump ornament? No. Did you, Ethan? Thinking about it? Okay. All right, the best man who didn't like the bride leaves the wedding, gets really drunk, crashes a golf cart on the interstate, comes back to the reception covered in blood would be a great story if it didn't happen so often around here. I'm telling you, I'm scraping the barrel on this because it's all about, you know, this is just what's left. Packs of Wayne Newton's peacocks terrorize Las Vegas. Could be fake news. Thought you were entitled to weigh it. Speaking of which, it now appears Hillary Clinton was not operating a white slavery ring through a pizzeria in Washington, D.C. Go figure. I was convinced from reporting that it was true. Yes, yes. Again, this is why we implore you to get all your fake news from All the News That Isn't. Thank you so much. And that's the best I could do on short notice. And yes, Andy Kindler. Hello, Andy Kindler. How are you?
I'm here.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good, but how are you? I'm worried about you because you're fighting the battles in the lonely trenches of Twitter and this whole election madness, and I know it takes a lot out of you.
I am severely depressed, but I'm covering it up with an upbeat vocal pattern.
And you do that very well.
Yes, I couldn't be happier. I certainly hope Trump doesn't stumble into the wrong button. Otherwise, I'm fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle. And I know, okay, well, that's good. Let's not go there then. We don't have to do that. You're on tour right now. This is live, if you call this living. Is that correct?
That's right. I'm doing a show tonight at Union Hall just for Trump supporters. Not really. No, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do they laugh?
In Union Hall, actually, they say, I looked it up because I was curious about it. They say it's a library with bocce ball courts.
Yes, there's a bocce ball court above the room I'm playing in, and you can hear the bocce ball, which sometimes I always prefer over crickets.
Does that interrupt your patter at all?
Nothing interrupts my pattern.
Yeah.
I don't need a quiet room. I don't need people listening to me. I even encourage people to Google nearest comedy club during my show.
And you're one of 10 things to do in New York. I saw that. That's very good.
I know that, and that always will get me 10 more attendees.
Yeah. And the place in Union Hall was listed on one of 5 best places in New York to curl up with a book and a bocce ball.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I thought I was at Carnegie Hall. It's some kind of a mix-up.
It was supposed to be. You should really talk with your agent.
Practice.
Yeah. Practice. Okay,
Practice.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's a classic punchline. I expected the studio audience to be doubled over.
They are, but for different reasons. They've been drinking
Yeah.
since about 10 this morning. This is Madison, Wisconsin. There's a football game. And we're just here passing time or telling time. Now, is there a theme to this live, if you call this living?
Well, I thought what would happen would be that I, at this point, would be saying goodbye to all my Trump material. They would be no longer useful. And I was very concerned with what I would come up with once he lost.
Yeah.
But now I can still do my Trump material. That's the upside.
That's the upside, yeah.
Yeah. So I will be doing a lot of Trump material. And I just want to say, I was the first person to compare Trump to Hitler. I compare everybody to Hitler.
Yeah.
And I said that Trump was just like Hitler, except at least Hitler was a veteran.
It's a good one.
And true,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I'm a Hitler expert, unfortunately.
Yes, I know. I get that, too. And so is it mostly Trump material, or are you talking about life today as we know it?
I do talk about life. I mean, I don't do Seinfeldian, what's the deal with toothpaste type material. Why do they call it toothpaste? You don't glue it to your teeth. Well, maybe there's a good reason why you don't do that kind of material.
Did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that in front of Seinfeld? That routine?
Seinfeld, I think Seinfeld got angry at me because last year, and I'm not someone who toots my own horn continuously, but there was an article about me in the New York Times, and I was angry at Seinfeld because he was he was like saying he can't play colleges anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Because the kids don't get, the kids are so PC. Meanwhile, he wasn't playing colleges
No.
to begin with.
Yeah.
So he's angry at me, but when you make fun of Seinfeld, you don't have to worry about his fans. What's going to happen? Are his fans with puffy shirts gonna hunt me down.
Yeah, yeah. Are you friends though off stage?
With Seinfeld?
Yes.
No, I mean I was a huge fan of the show
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But no, he has not called me. I think he literally lives in an ivory tower.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in New York too, and I'm in New York now. I'm in Queens right now in the house where I grew up in, and I'm in my mom's bedroom, and it's very, and my mom's an antique dealer. So in the old days when I used to come to New York and I would do gigs, I'd have to say, hold on a second, my quill pen ran out of ink. Let me change it. That joke used to work in the 80s.
No, that killed him as late as 82, I would say.
Yeah.
But so did you do the Thanksgiving dinner with the family back home?
Yeah, we did it at my brother's house, and I don't remember anything. Everything was good. There were no. I think Thanksgiving is always good if there are no incidents.
Yeah.
That's how we look at it.
Exactly. And there were
I don't know why I hit the last. Why am I hitting the last word in every sentence hard as if they're punchlines?
I don't know. Something to do, reflex.
Rhythm. I've got it. That's me.
Yeah, rhythm.
The rhythm. I have the rhythm.
Timing is, whatever. And so anyhow, but we talked a little bit because I know you took all this stuff to heart, and why do you actually bother arguing with these idiots on Twitter? Most people don't. You just block them or whatever, and because you're not going to change a mind there.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason why I do it is because I haven't matured intellectually, emotionally. In fact, last night, somebody who I hadn't blocked, because my new thing is, well, not my new thing, but muting is always fun because they don't know what's going on with the muting.
You mute them?
You mute.
Yeah.
But last night, a third person insulted me. Like a friend of a troll insulted me, and I looked back at the troll's page, who I think I had maybe a 7 or 8 day interaction with. I remember not eating, canceling all my events, and I looked back and I realized, yes, maybe it was not productive to argue with what possibly it could be a software program, it could be a robot I'm arguing with, who knows. So I would say I should not engage with these people, although sometimes I do enjoy a quick insult and get out.
But we all expected it would turn out differently and so forth. So, but comedy in the Trump era, is that more of a challenge, or it's a gift in some ways, but it takes a lot away for the gift?
No, I mean it is a gift. I mean, definitely. I mean, it is absolutely. I loved Barack Obama, so I did not do any jokes about him because I thought he was great. So yes, there will be a lot to talk about, but there will always be this fear while I'm doing it because I just I'm not comfortable. I can't seem to put him out of my mind either.
Right, all of us.
The other problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing, I wake up in the middle of the night all the time, and usually it's about me, but now it's about him. That makes it even worse,
Oh, so maybe, actually, that could be better, because normally I blame myself for everything.
Yeah.
Now I can blame him.
Yeah.
And,
but it will be
I don't
true,
know.
so it's not so good.
It's not good.
Not good.
But the material I have, I'm very happy with. For example, I say that he is going to put everybody in Trump-centration camps.
Oh, Trump-centration.
Yes, and I will get the Jews to pay for the camps.
Okay, that's going to be a crowd pleaser.
It is a crowd pleaser.
Especially in New York.
I relate everything back to the Holocaust, Michael.
Yeah, I know. I tend to do that too. It's the Jewish
And in fact, every
burden.
weekend, like you,
Yes.
I've watched every Hitler documentary over and over.
Right.
I've watched them so many times that sometimes I yell at Hitler.
Yeah.
Why are you invading Russia?
Yeah.
You did that last week.
Yeah.
It's a mistake.
Yeah, I know. And Poland was such a no-brainer. You don't have to invade Poland. You walk through, and
Right, and I think Poland was asking to be invaded.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for Poland.
I don't know anything. Once I scratch the surface of my knowledge of both geography and history, there's not a lot there.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert in anything, and not even comedy.
No.
Do I know that much about?
You know what I like when you do comedy, though? You stop and analyze what you just said. And you're you do a critique of a routine while you're doing it. I think that's a very good quality in a comedian.
I really do enjoy that. I do the joke. I explain where I came up with the joke. I yell at the audience if they don't like the joke. And I actually have a joke about it. I said before I was in comedy, I was in the deconstruction field. I never built anything. I just commented while other people built it. Drywall looks more like wet wall. And that joke also never worked.
Yeah. Well, it's, it doesn't. I think for one reason, that's probably, anyhow, but who's number one on your annoying or non-comedian comics now? Is Bill Maher still pretty close to the top?
Well, Bill Maher still bothers me because of the bigotry. I don't enjoy the anti-Muslim bigotry.
Yeah.
And also his delivery has never changed. I mean, it's for the last 40 years, he still does a joke that goes, "But I kid the president." Or he'll say, he'll introduce somebody. We have someone from the Lawrence Livermore Nuclear Laboratory, my old job. So he does.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Very hacky things.
Yeah.
And I don't like I don't like anti-Muslim bigotry. I'm not a fan of bigotry on any level.
No.
So I don't really quite know why people. I don't know if they still like him or I don't know. I don't like him anymore. And Ricky Gervais bothers me.
Yeah, I can tell.
He continues to bother me. And he continues to do the same joke. Well, it's not even a joke.
Yeah.
He says, well, I was at Thanksgiving dinner, and they said, let's thank God. And I said, which God? That's his idea of humor.
Oh.
He hates people who believe in God.
Yeah.
Is his shtick.
Uh-huh. But he likes dogs, I guess. He's a big dog lover.
There's two sides to him. He advocates on behalf of animals, and he ridicules people for their spiritual beliefs.
Well, that's humor, though, isn't it, in a nutshell, when you think about it? I don't know, but maybe it's just his style.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did like the original Office, so.
You did?
There is that.
Yeah. No, it was very good. I didn't get half the jokes.
Also, on my mom's cable system, I noticed that Jay Leno's show is prominently displayed. So I always find him annoying, and now he's right there. He has a car show on CNBC.
You know, it's actually good. I found it very interesting. He owns all these things. He owns, like, Stanley steamers and fire engines and,
Right. He has a car that runs on the energy of all the people's dreams that he's crushed.
Yeah, like that car. It's a great-looking car.
Hey, his car runs on rice and soup.
Yeah. Or maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought. But now Jimmy Fallon is my new low, at least as far as a talk show kind of entertainer host.
So great. Michael Feldman, so great. I love that guy. Michael Feldman, so great. You know, I don't know if I've done for you my impression of him interviewing Stalin. Stalin, so great, big fan. I heard you killed 30 million people. That's crazy. You want to play charades? Don't you think him rubbing Donald Trump on the head, it's over for him, right? As a serious comedian? Well, not serious comedian.
Yeah.
Don't you think that was a moment that he won't be able to live down? Of course, he's in a mansion right now, in my mom's bedroom.
I know. And I didn't really care for his Hillary thing where he dressed up in surgical garb after she had
Is that true?
Yeah. Hillary was on the show then. He was wearing like a face mask and a cap and a surgical thing after she had her bout with, what did she have?
Oh, God. That is weak.
Flu.
He tries too hard sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I try hard, too. Don't get me wrong.
Too hard to too little effect. That's the crime there. All right.
I throw
okay.
my back out often.
Yeah. What else? Did you do your thing in Montreal this year? The state of the art, state of the industry.
Yes, I did. And it did go over well. So I can't remember what I said now, but I made fun. I always seem to make fun of. Oh, you know who I did make fun of now is now that Garrison Keillor is off the air.
Mm-hmm.
How will I know if the scan button works on my radio on Saturday afternoon?
Very good, very good.
Right?
Of course, he's
I know
venerated, but that's very
We
good.
can't go there. You don't want to go there, but I will go there.
Yeah, you will go there. That's good. Yeah. And with no news from Lake Wobegon is really hitting a lot of people hard.
Well, you know what, Michael? You know what who else is going to do parodies of noir? There's so much noir going on. Somebody has to parody it.
That's right. That's very good. Noir, it's even hard to say noir. And there's not a lot of it, you're right, except on his show, and it is a parody. So that's a point that's well taken, well made.
Then there's another show
Yes.
that bugs me.
Yeah.
I liked it at the beginning. It's a show, there's so many storytelling shows, and there's a show called The Moth, which at first I loved, but now the audience is so pumped up. It's like 2 minutes into the story. It's like, why don't you and your story get a room?
Why don't you and your story get a room is something I wouldn't think to say. Yeah, no, that's good.
There's no market for my NPR material.
No. People don't take it well, I've noticed.
No, they don't. They're very serious.
Yeah, especially Garrison jokes. You got to be very careful.
No. Oh, I better not be in the wrong room. And now, who else is going to do Rex Harrison style singing?
Rex Harrison. You're right. It is Rex Harrison style. I hadn't thought of that even.
Oh, every Saturday I turn the radio page. Oh, Mr. Chicken got spinning in the bucket, in the chicken, in the jalopy, in the boop, boop, the big bang, boop. And maybe that's not a good impression, but that's how it sounded to me.
Yeah. I can hear it. I didn't hear it there, but I can hear that.
You didn't hear it there, but you could hear it where I was going with it.
Yes, no, I can hear it the way you envisioned it, or whatever you do with hearing as far as vision goes. If you know what I'm saying.
You mean are you referring to synesthesia?
No, what does that even mean? Are you there?
Synesthesia is the ability to smell what you're seeing.
Oh yeah, smell what you're seing.
It's not always smell either.
Does this lead somewhere? Because I'm sort of hung up on it. I can imagine.
Well, I think, as in every topic I bring up, I don't really understand what I'm saying, so I don't convey it properly.
Okay. Do you ever feel like you're too intelligent for your audiences?
Yes, I do. And I tell them all the time, you people are not bright enough for me. So I often, 10 minutes into the show.
Yeah. Do you ever see them twice? I mean, do they come back from that? Or do they try to get smarter in the interim? Or no?
That's my promise. Never a repeat customer. That's how I have. Yes, I'm still. Everything is a new crowd to me.
Yeah. I've tried to learn not to resent it over the years. It's probably my fault, not my audience's, when there's no laughter and stuff. But I do. It sort of gets you just a little bit sometimes. You think I'm making an effort here. You could fake it,
I blame I am in the school of comedy. I don't know if there is a school of comedy, but if there is, I blame the crowd. The crowd is always wrong. The customer is always wrong. If I operated a retail store, I would tell the customer, you could not return this. You improperly used it. There's nothing wrong with these cookies. Now get the hell out.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Let me ask you, I probably asked this before because I always say everything over again to anyone I talk to, but if you hadn't turned out to be a brilliant comedian who can work the road on either side of the continent, what would you be doing for a living? I mean, was there a passion that you have that just didn't play out, that you would have been?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was a singer, songwriter, guitarist, and I moved out to L.A. in 1978, and I was one of only 45 million singer-songwriter guitarists at the time, and I failed. I wrote songs, nobody liked them, and I used to say the only way I could have been, and I was scared too, frightened. The only way I could have been discovered is if a record company guy happened to be walking by my apartment.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, what is that sound of that frightened young man in there?" And that's what I would have done. Music, singer. I played violin as a young kid. That I didn't enjoy. Yeah. But I would like to be a musician. So if there's any openings.
Yeah. With the harmonica brace and so forth, that's sort of like a folk approach, or?
No, I loved Dylan. Dylan was my hero.
Yeah.
I patterned myself after Dylan and Paul Simon, but I did not do the harmonica part. Just the guitar, rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
I could play a little lead guitar.
Yeah.
And I like my singing voice. Others disagreed.
Yeah. What were some of your song titles, for example?
Well, let me tell you the word. Here's an actual song I wrote when I was 16 that unfortunately I can't get out of my mind.
Okay.
And I can actually sing it for you since it's my song.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the song. It was about a girl named Karen. And here's the song. Karen, don't waste your time on me. Karen, can't you see? You want someone who will help you belong. You want someone who will help you be strong. But Karen, that person isn't me.
I like it. I think its time has come.
It wasn't even supposed to be a funny song.
No.
Song.
People are laughing for recognition of that, of having that feeling.
That's right, because they loved the emotion. Sometimes people laugh instead of crying.
Or they don't know which. They don't know which to do.
They don't know which.
Yeah, that's like my mother. Don't know how to dress and don't know whether to laugh or cry. There are two sayings.
That's the truth. But you know what, though? I'll always have music to fall back on.
Yes, you will.
The comedy goes south.
And I think you'll fall hard, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. The other thing I love doing, which I did do, and I'm not joking about that.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm joking, people can't tell. I loved waiting tables and bartending, which I did.
You did?
And I would do it again. Yeah, I loved it. I loved that job.
Yeah, what did you love about it?
It's the same thing as stand-up comedy.
Yeah, because you got an audience there, if you're bartending especially, right?
And I would always, they made this rule, don't eat the food, and I broke the rule, and they would always find me in the walk-in refrigerator dipping shrimp into a barrel of sauce.
And that was it for the waiting and bartending?
I just loved, I did it. I just loved it. I did tray service. So I was able to hold one of those big trays.
Yeah.
And so my alignment is off. One side of my back is hot. The ladies love one side of me.
Yeah.
One side of my back.
Is it true what they say about bartenders, that they get, they do really well?
Yeah. Well, not in my case, but it is true. It's the movie Cocktail, and it's Tom Cruise, yes. But in my case, I think I was annoying to most of the ladies.
Oh, drove them away.
Yeah. I wore a vest. Who needs it? I was actually a bartender. This is true.
Yes.
I was a bartender at Denny's. In Carson, California.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that when you went out to California to make your name, and you ended up being a bartending at a Denny's in Carson?
And that wasn't an easy job to get.
No.
I actually went to American Bartender School, which I don't know if still exists, but I went to American Bartender School and learned how to make a golden Cadillac.
Oh.
And then within weeks, I was at a Denny's.
Wow. What's in a golden Cadillac?
It's Galliano, maybe, and I don't know, but it's like some kind of liqueur ice situation. And then you strain it. You strain it into a glass.
It's Jewish, did you say along the way? I thought I heard Jewish in there.
Yes, it's Jewish. No, it's like It's like Galliano, which I think is like a licorice type of
Yeah.
liqueur.
Isn't it?
And then, but I don't
Yeah.
remember anything else.
Yeah. Galliano is the ketchup of the bartending world. The bartender just.
See, that's a joke that would have killed at my bar.
Give yourself $5 out of the till for that joke. Yeah. No, but your brother has been very successful. He's on Wall Street or something, isn't he? Is he still on
My
Wall Street?
brother was a lawyer.
Yeah.
He was a partner at Cravath, Swaine and Moore.
Yeah.
And then he became an investment banker with Morgan Stanley.
I heard of them.
And so we have a yin-yang situation going on.
But that was never going to be for you. Never the financial titan type.
No, I actually at one point did want to be a lawyer for about 10 minutes. And one time when I came out to L.A., my girlfriend at the time had got some kind of dispute about her unemployment benefits, and I represented her in a small trial, and I did very well. And I thought maybe that would be fun, because I would have liked to have been a trial attorney type of thing.
But it never materialized. And
Well, no, but that requires work. It requires a certain intellectual ability.
Yeah. And
That's not for me.
The lure of being a singer-songwriter in Carson was too great.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When I could see the limelight in front of me.
Yeah. Are you the first in your family to break out of that sort of traditional go-for-it occupation thing and go out on your own like that?
Well, my dad was a plumbing contractor. He was the funniest person I've ever met, and he was hilarious. So my family, and actually, if I have any lesson to teach people, and I don't,
Okay.
is that a lot of times people don't realize what comes naturally to them. So I thought everybody in the world was funny. Like Jonathan Winters once said, most people don't have a sense of humor. They think they do, but they don't.
Right.
And I have found that actually many people do have a sense of humor, but I took it for granted that everyone in my family was funny, so I never thought about it as a living. I was addicted to the music thing, but I got my sense of humor from my dad, and my whole family's actually, I think, very funny.
Yeah. So did you want to become a plumber, a funny plumber then, or did you?
That was the worst, and thank God that my dad did not want me to go into the business with him.
He didn't.
But I did do it during the summers, and it was awful, absolutely awful. I think I did jobs like, is it safe to rip out asbestos boilers? Is that good, to rip them out?
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and then the asbestos is flying around.
Yeah.
That's the only part of plumbing that I became familiar with.
So your dad gave you those jobs?
Yeah, and cleaning out the back stairs, and and I hated it. There's a thing where you put two pipes together, and then you put like a string on them, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah, not for you. Not for you.
No.
Well, we've learned a lot about you, Andy Kindler.
This was very revealing.
It is. There's a depth to you and a width that we haven't really seen before. Oh, yeah. And that is kind of upsetting as well.
To hyperventilate, Michael.
Yeah. Well, I wish you luck. You're going to have 2 shows tonight, Union Hall, and that'll be great. And is this part of a national tour? Where do you go from there?
Yes, it's a national tour. It ends tomorrow when I go back to L.A.
Yeah. And where?
No, just here for the holidays.
Yeah.
And I've done this gig every year, so it's been great. I tend to not do long tours.
No.
But I, go out here and there.
As far as I can tell, you work in only 3 places: L.A., New York at Union Hall, and Montreal. Is that pretty much it?
Well, it's bigger than that, but not much. Bigger than that.
Well, I wish you nothing but the best, and have a break a leg tonight, I guess is what I should say. And best to you, and nice to talk to you again.
It was great talking to you, Michael. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the bunker if things get rough.
All right, I'll be there. Andy Kindler, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a great weekend.
How about that?
Wow.
He could have been a very successful plumber.
He could have been,
And
yeah.
threw it all away.
Jeez.
The 10 bar in
I
Carson.
think he should have stayed at Denny's.
Denny's, yeah.
He could have
I'd like to
probably-
hear more of those songs, actually. I think.
Yeah, he could have probably. Well, if he would have stayed at Denny's, he probably could have been at Applebee's by now.
Well, you've done that. I mean, in the music. I mean, you're out there on a limb, right? You guys try and make a living at music
Yeah,
or
no,
comedy or anything
it's
else.
hard, yeah.
And so you end up waiting tables or bartending, right?
Yeah, I never did, but yeah.
No.
No.
Okay,
Oh, I
Chris-
did. Well, I worked in a kitchen. I didn't wait tables. But.
No. Okay. Jeff, you did, right?
I delivered newspapers.
Delivered newspapers. Is this worth my getting up there? No. Okay. Why don't you take us home here or out or somewhere?
There's a little Charlie Parker tune called "Scrapple from the Apple."
Oh yeah.
The Whad'ya Know Podcast is produced, hosted and no one else to blamed by Michael Feldman, made possible by Kickstarter and the best audience a guy ever had, and depends in large measure on John Thulin, Jeff Hammond, Tom Blaine, Aubrey Ralph, Lyle Anderson, Dylan Brogan, Sheila Shigley, and yours most definitely, Stephanie Lee. Watch us grind our sausage live on YouTube at youtube.com/user/Whad'yaTube. Call in to play the quiz at 608-250-3222. Mine a motherload of Whad'ya Know nuggets at whadyaknow.net. Follow Michael on Twitter at myfeldman and slice the finished salami on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And email us at whadyaknow2@gmail.com.
Thank you, Stephanie. I want to remind folks, those of you who can come here in Madison, December 3rd, Robbie Fulks, one of the greatest country singers, songwriters ever, is going to be with us here on December the 3rd here at Whad'ya Know at the High Noon. And on the 17th, their office party. Potluck. Bring a dish. 2 pass. We'll have Michael Phillips from the Chicago Tribune there doing a little talk with us as well. And we got polka. So Meisner and the boys will be there. Steve Meisner and the band will be there. So that's December 17th. Keep it, put it on your calendar. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for downloading it. iTunes. Get it. Thanks, Stephanie. Thank you all for coming.